Welcome everyone to my new weekly series where I introduce you to new games to play on Roblox for the week. If you've been having problems finding stuff to play on Roblox, this is your answer. I'm going to be doing this on a weekly basis every Monday or Tuesday whenever I decide to post it. I'm going to be introducing you to new games. And these are games that are usually fresh, but I may every now and then include a few older games that just haven't really received the attention that they deserve. If you like finding new games, please support the series by hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel. Let's get started. Starting with the storage. The storage is a wacky but addictive Roblox game where you roam a warehouse full of storage units you can loot and scavenge. The thing though is some of these units have some scary stuff in them, like monsters that'll just chase you around the entire warehouse until you can maybe lead them to someone else to attack. They will literally chase you across the map, so you have to like slide, sprint, whatever you can to get away from them. While looting though, you can get some weapons, you can get armor, you can get food, water, things like that to help you survive the warehouse, and you can even PvP and attack other players. So you might want to just kind of run away when you see another player. It's not a very serious game though, so it's not like super scary. It's not like a horror game. It's not like Doors or anything like that. Even Doors isn't that scary, but some people think Doors is scary. When I first jumped in the game to check it out, I really didn't intend to stick around very long, but somehow I ended up playing it for like an hour instead of a few minutes. And so it's that kind of game. You just kind of get hooked. You're just kind of curious what's in the next storage. You can also set up your own base, which is really cool, and set up traps so people can't come into your base and steal stuff. So it's a super cool game. Lots of fun. The RNG aspect is really cool. Definitely worth checking out if you just like goofy, fun games. Next up is a game that's a bit like the card donation game Please Buy Me, but with a unique twist. Simulator dev Indians has come out with his own variant of Please Donate and Please Buy Me with a game called Buy My Guy. In this game, players can buy your avatar instead of your card. So, you know, it's like Please Buy Me, you have a limited version of your card, but in his version, you have an avatar that is also numbered and limited. So this was an idea I actually shared in one of my older videos for Please Buy Me that is basically identical to this. I had the idea, I posted a video about it, and now this game comes out, which is really interesting coincidence. I think it's just straight up coincidence. I'm not going to say he took my idea. I'm just saying it's crazy coincidence. You know, I find this to be a really great idea and concept, of course, because, you know, a little biased. The only downside though is currently the game is very limited in features and it has very little traffic, you know. So like Please Buy Me has usually around 1,800 to 2,000 players, and this game is only at about 200 players, although it is brand new. It also, you know, it just doesn't have as many features like I said, so there's no like donation tower, so you can't really, there's not as much hype or excitement. The map is also very big, so you're constantly like running around the map. It feels like, you know, it takes forever to like look around, but the UI itself, the visuals, everything looks really polished about this experience. I think the other downside is it's not like hyped up with a bunch of content creators. So whereas Please Buy Me had a bunch of stars and creators already in the game, this game's going to be a little bit harder to catch up with. Now, one thing that's kind of interesting about this game though is they have trading, which is kind of cool because that means you can get stuff without having to ever spend Robux, which adds like a little bit of a free-to-play layer to this game that other games don't have. However, downside is that might create a duped economy because anytime you have trading, that's how duped economies occur. So someone could technically dupe avatars. I'm not sure, but yeah, still cool alternative for players who enjoy these types of games. Now, this next game was a surprise for me, and that is War Machine. When I saw this, I expected a poorly made game because I saw the icon, and since, well, they stole characters from Marvel, aka Thor, Loki, Iron Man, War Machine, they're all basically stolen Marvel IP, right? Any of these games that have like stolen IP like this, typically with Spider-Man or, you know, Batman or X-Men or anything like that, typically they're not very good games. I'm saying typically. But when I jumped into the game, I was pleasantly surprised by smooth controls, awesome animations, really cool VFX, sounds were good, and just overall gameplay was very good. I think the coolest thing about this game is the fact that you're flying around and the weapon systems are really fun. Like, it's actually good. The PvP and PvP mechanics are solid and simplistic, but not goofy. It's not like slap battles goofy. It's not like you're ragdolling everywhere. And like even the weapon systems feel super accurate, although they might be hackable because they're so accurate. I'm sure there's a lot of client-side stuff going on here, but still, even if you just want to fly around and just kind of explore and just feel like a superhero for a moment, this is that kind of game. You can jump in for 15 minutes, have some fun, and then hop out and carry on with your day. And there's also some grinding progression too, so you can unlock like better suits, you can unlock better abilities, better weapons, all that kind of stuff. Hopefully they don't get shut down by Marvel because it's actually a game that is really good. I think last I saw they had like 20,000 players too, so it is a game that's popping off. Next is another two-player obby, which is the hot trend of the month. If you haven't noticed, if you haven't been paying attention, two-player obbies are in, tycoons and simulators are out. So kind of. Simulators are always going to be here to stay, unfortunately, but that's how it is. Yeah, two-player obbies are huge, especially after Alta Torture success. You saw that game, I think, on my channel a few times, or at least once. In these types of obbies, though, you need two players to progress and reach the end of the zone or the next checkpoint. With Alta Torture, you use an elastic rope, right, that's attached to your friend. But in this game called Carry Me, you literally carry your friend and yeet them across the void to safe spots to help you progress through the game. It's surprisingly a lot of fun and well designed. Like, this is a really fun and unique experience. They have a variety of challenges. They have really cool zones, like thematic zones, like the volcano one. They've got an abyss. They've got like a snow one, of course, with ice. It's just fun. And you can also sabotage other players on the map, which is kind of ragey, but also kind of fun too, to just mess around. You can like create earthquakes. You can make them ragdoll and such. I've been playing this one almost daily for the past week, and I've almost beat it, but it's just one of those games that I don't want to finish too quickly because it's so enjoyable. Because once you hit that, next checkpoint, you don't really want to come back to it until the next update. So I think this game's also a lot easier to play than Alta Torture. If you've been struggling with Alta Torture, definitely check out Carry Me. Now, on the same note with two-player obbies is another game that is popping off right now, and that is Team Daycare Escape. As of this video, I think it was around 15,000 players, and I think why it's doing so well is it's so easy and simple to play. You don't have to have any friends to join you, since anyone can help you in it, and it's really just a simple game. Like I said, it's super basic. It's definitely a kid's game in my opinion. It's like, a 5-year-old can jump in here and kind of figure things out. It's really clean, well made, and it's just like way too easy. But if you're into that kind of game and enjoy puzzles like this one, definitely check it out. Most of this is just stepping on buttons and seeing the bridges and such like appear and be collidable. So yeah, it's not anything crazy, and we've seen games like this before. It's just this one's cleaner and pretty well made. Now, to change tunes a little bit, for those who enjoy more tower defense style games, you're going to be happy to hear that Defender's Depot 2 is out, and it is just as good as the first one. I found myself kind of stuck playing the game after I just recorded a bit of this video, and it's just fun. The big difference between this game and the other tower defense games is that you actually have control of the enemy wave paths by manipulating them with walls and towers to make the path like specific to the way you want it to be. Whereas like in the other tower defense games, the path is already drawn, right? That's kind of an appeal for some players. This one's just a big differentiator, and that's just different. You can draw your own paths. You can manipulate where they go and walk on the path, and there's tons of different tower types. There's traps. There's other effects that can help you. Also, rebirthing gives you a random rebirth tower, which is also super cool and fun. I played this one a lot on my second channel for the original game. I just haven't done this one, and I found myself kind of stuck, like I said, playing this game longer than I just kind of planned. So really fun tower defense game. Definitely check it out if you're into tower defense. Next is a game that is a lot like your usual hide-and-seek game with a twist, and that is Flashlight Tag. With Flashlight Tag, hiders are going to go hide in dark areas on the map and try not to be found by the taggers, who are using a flashlight to reveal areas and track down the hiders. The concept behind this game is pretty cool and unique. Essentially, seekers or taggers have a limited amount of battery that they have with their flashlight, and it just continues to drain until they down a hider. If they down a hider, their flashlight battery gets recharged, and they can have more time to search. So essentially, there's no timer during the match, because as soon as that battery runs out, then the round is over and whoever's left wins. Now, if they find everyone and down everyone, then obviously the taggers are going to win. And of course, as a hider, you can revive your teammates if they get downed by the enemy within a certain amount of time. It's kind of like Flee the Facility mixed with like hide and seek. It's pretty cool and still super fun if you like hide and seek games. And finally, if you're into horror or SCP style games, you should check out this game called Hunting Season. This is a really hard game though. It's pretty unforgiving unless you have a solid group. Each round has a different monster that spawns in complete darkness, and you need to either kill it or escape depending on the mode you vote for. It's pretty intense though, and typically speaking, you will lose the round. You will die, but the more you level up and the more abilities you get and the better you get, you know, your chances of winning are going to increase, because you know the particular monster that gets spawned and such, and you can use some of those abilities to help you along the way. It's pretty intense and definitely reminds me of a hardcore SCP style game. You know, there's like items you pick up around the map to go and like unlock like vaults or rooms or crates and such. So there's a little little bit of strategy here involved with being able to loot and getting items that are going to help you. Like, you know, there's like juice that you can give you like a little speed boost and such. So yeah, definitely a cool game, but very, very hard, like I said. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed these. You can find links to all of these games in the description below, or search the game names on Roblox that I mentioned. Until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next vid. Peace.